playing some nice intro music and just sort of waiting for things to get going, but I've clicked start so I can just sort of... Yeah, that's it.
Maybe just start a stream dance routine.
Maybe a little Spotify of things I can dance to.
Yeah. But you need to have elaborate dance routines.
Elaborate dance routines. It's not bad enough that I can't dance anyway. I have to have elaborate ones. Oh no, we eating all the sweet potatoes.
I don't know, you're the one who was preparing them.
I'm amazed to say we've eaten them all.
Don't promise what you can't deliver.
Take away.
If I had that though, I'll be happy. Yeah, but the thing is, you want a different way from me. I just want Domino's.
Could always get 2 of the chicken ones.
Do you like 2 forks of pizza?
Could always save some of it, couldn't I? Yeah. But it's it's clearly been one of those days where I try and just do basic root vegetables. I haven't got that's weird actually. I swear we have. I'm now just showing my bottom to the chat. Sorry, chat. I'm showing you my bum, not intentionally.
It's been a bit of a day cooking wise.
It has. It's not gone smoothly.
Well, it's been a good day still. It's been a
Oh,
very
yeah.
good day. But we haven't done all the things that we said that we would do, which is a bit annoying.
Yeah. I mean, I've really enjoyed chatting to folk, and it's been really nice. And
The day has basically been commandeered by bread.
which is what I shall. It's actually quite nice actually, because I've just said, I'll go live, just play a little bit of music, let people turn up as and when. But I can't believe the sweet potatoes are gone. That means we've eaten like 6 in like 72 hours, 96. We need to buy more sweet potatoes. I've accidentally put them in the fridge.
It's because we haven't made lunch.
Yeah, we did skip past a few meals, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah. So I shall let some folk arrive. But that's a bummer. And I haven't got mint. This is the problem when we live out in the sticks. It's lovely living out here, obviously, but it's, when you run out of things, you really...
No, that's not the problem. The problem is you can't just go out whenever you feel like getting something.
Yeah, it's not like living in the city centre. You can't just go...
No, because you physically can't.
Oh, when you physically can't.
Get
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like a stressful thing to then have to go to like a supermarket.
Yeah.
Like you only want to go to the supermarket like once a week at the most.
Yeah. Right. In that case, it's just revealing bread and doing the chicken. That's it. Battlestar has already started gripping me again, though. Ooh, neighbours are off. Doo-doo, neighbours. I feel like having some more grapefruit, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I can have some, actually. Can I get you anything, my love?
It's a bit late for a coffee, so I suppose a tea.
It's not that late. You want a coffee? Have a coffee. Have a coffee? Yeah. Right.
I'm so excited for my apron.
So I know this is a perfectly good apron and I love it, but I really feel like I am on a mad spending spree at the moment.
You're a bit mental.
It's because I got that rare little bit of disposable income and I'm like, whoa! Spend! Spend like fury. Right. Let's, whilst people may or may not... I mean, to be honest, normally I do an Instagram announcement as well, but I've just sort of powered on today. I'm going to pick the caster sugar, I think. Yes, I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah. Definitely. Let's try and what tomorrow? Yeah. It's not like we've not been productive. In that case, tomorrow. I'm going to model some of this, see if it... Da 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 da. Modeling my fruits of grapes. I suppose you could do me a favour. Could you just see if I've actually definitely turned it on? Yeah? Awesome. I just dropped a teeny tiny bit of maple syrup in, and I think maybe I've underdone the sweetness. I think maybe you're absolutely right about putting honey in, because it's actually lifted the grapefruit up a little bit. Well, we don't need the chopping board because I'm an idiot and I haven't got enough ingredients for everything. Yeah, we'll experiment with it tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe I should just get cracking. Yes. So let's bring the bread into shot. I'm going to keep the seeds for breakfast. Happy days, happy days, happy days, happy days. Look. In that case, I think, for the second time today, let's stream a second time. So when people eventually turn up, hello.
Can you not put the raw chicken next to the bread?
Do you know what? I was about to say, how did you know I just did that? And I'm like, it's because you can see it over there, can't you? Wisely said, we'll not put the raw chicken next to the raw veg. Bread. Oh, I think this is going to have to be a nice, slow, chilled affair, isn't it? I must make you that cup of coffee. Where's your mug? Is it upstairs?
No, it's there.
Oh, so it is. So,
I can see all of the washing up in the background.
really?
Yeah.
That's not good. It shows that we've been busy streamers.
The bread looks nice though.
Yeah? Actually, it's a useful test of the camera angles. I mean, like, how
Yeah,
far...
the camera angle's fine when the kitchen's clean.
So I just have to sort of block in the background.
Well, when you're stood, you know,
In the way.
in that section, then
It's alright. Cool. Right.
Sorry, all the things.
It's alright. No, it's alright. We need to wait for the thing to dry and put it all back. Do you know what? I can tell that I can tell why people enjoy doing Twitch streams so much and stuff. Because I actually I'm genuinely looking forward to our regulars turning up so I can say hello. It's a place for friendly people. One cup of coffee. Well said.
Have you got the mug with grapefruit in shot? I mean, is there anything like that?
Oh gosh, really? Can you see that?
I'm not sure what the grapefruit is.
I was going to demonstrate that.
Okay.
Um,
That's fine.
but it's quite hard for me to know because the chat window's in the way.
Yeah, I know, but
That's good to know. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Pizza de pasta. But what else have you tried, Thompson?
Hold on,
Oh, you
I'm not
can't.
on the end.
Ah.
Let me take this away. Here's the feet.
Oh.
Just need to
Yes. Right, I'm going to get started, and I know people will join. So that's a nice intro, right? Let's tune out the intro music. That's or is also known as pausing it. There we go. Right. Hello. Let's get started, and people can join as and when. So the bread, not a total catastrophe in the end. It's well, look, it's flat, as you can see. It's not got
Yeah, but look at it
great
now.
height, but exactly. This is out from the corners. Look at the air bubbles we got. And the thing that was concerning me is at the bottom here, it is ever so slightly raw, just a little bit underdone. But the rest of it is properly done. I don't know how we salvaged this one, but I'm pleased that we did. So we didn't waste 7 hours of the day. I will admit all of the toasted sunflower seeds fell off, but they will go on my breakfast at some point. And it's not bad tasting, is it, love?
No, it tastes good.
Yeah. So, there we go. I shall keep this nearby for those that turn up and want to see it. We are ploughing through the grapefruit. I think it needed a little bit more sweetness than it originally afforded it. But we're going to take that away. Where in all this chaos am I going to put it? Oh, I'm going to have such an evening of cleaning. Right, without further ado, let us re-tackle. Well, let's move that for a start. A Kaarage chicken. So what we are going to try, and I've taken everything off this time, I've lost my watch, wedding ring, away. Things we thought went wrong last time. Wrong oil, so we've got new oil, not afraid to use it. Temperature was all wrong. Got a suggestion from my mother, which we're going to try, which is actually a good suggestion, of using a wok. So obviously it's got shallow in the base, so should be able to fill it up, get the exact numbers of pieces of chicken, and I can't time it, but we're going to sort of just work out when it's golden brown, and hopefully we should get to the right sort of consistency. I've also, to help the process along, I've cut down the sizes of the pieces of chicken, so they are a bit smaller now. They're 1/2 inch to 1 inch each, not the 1 to 2 inches that they were before. So really it's the same. It's basically, let's just try this again. So, hello.
You haven't coated them.
For the second time, I've forgotten to coat the chicken. How am I this stupid? Right, hang on, back we go. Hello! We're back over here again. Oh, good grief. Right. I was going to do a dual experiment between the starch and the flour, but I think let's just try the starch. What do you think?
Whatever you think.
Whatever I think. I'm inclined to say let's just try doing starch. I think that may be the way. Or maybe not.
Or just do 2 test
That's a very
see
good
what you
idea.
think.
Right, where's my starch gone?
But I don't know, can you then leave the oil and then...
I think so. Shouldn't be a problem. Because we're doing the oil gently this time. So, re-attack the problem. With enthusiasm. So, get our starch in there.
Don't do a ton.
No, not going to do a ton this time because we obviously lost a little bit last time. So, so I can also be a bit more efficient now. Let's get the tongs. I'm going to just use them instead. Let's get a couple of big bits and just drop that in. So we're just going to give that a little light dusting in the potato starch. A little shake, get rid of that. Let's get another piece. It's quite a small one, that one. There we go. I'll try and do the prep faster than I did last time, so let's just...
Well, you were just doing some tester.
Yes, I am. But I'm still going to try and do it faster than I did last time.
I know, but you're doing...
Yeah,
loads of them.
I'm doing 3. 3 little testers. Very small ones. And that's in case we want to do it with some flour. Right, so there are testers. Let's turn it around this way again. Hello again. Right, let's get our wok heated up. Going to start at quite a low temperature because I don't want to do what I did last time, which was to overcook our oil. And thank you to the lone petrol station in the middle of nowhere that just randomly was able to service our needs. It was a bike ride and a half. There we go. So let's get ourselves warmed up. So in between the chaos of today, 'cause it really has been a long day, the bread has taken all day. So we had a little bit of a break watching, we just got Battlestar Galactica and it's already gripping me again. You're going to have to stop me binge watching, love. The temperature is quite hard actually in a shallow pan, but a shallow wok. There we go. So, I hope everyone is still well and enjoying their Sunday. It's nice to be back again. I'm getting a very hot hand though. Thank you. That's my best. Come on. Well, I know you're at some temperature, you're not at 0.
Well, it's only just funny. You keep moving it around.
I know, I'm trying to get a good angle on it. Oops. Do. So, come on, oil, do your thing. This is the long section. There we go, needle's starting to climb. Long way to go. Creeping up to 140. Well said, my love, well said. So we're just passing 140. This may also be indicative of the problem we had last time, is that I was on
very high gas. I want a very low gas this time, and we are slowly rising up. Just creeping up now to 150. We want to be at 163. The biggest problem I think I'm going to have is keeping the temperature even. It's any second now. A little bit more. There. Right, we've cracked over the mark. Turn it down a touch. Let's put our three. One's broken in half, so let's put that in. There we go. So let's bring them over. Now, whether or not the wok idea works, we shall see, but they're not fully submerged. So it might be that they need a bit of a turn part way through. We don't want them sticking to the base either. So let's just pop that back there. We're aiming for golden brown. No notification. Oh, Joe, sorry, I beg your pardon. I'll have to work on that. But hello, good to hear from you. Hope you're well. We are making a Mark II attempt here with the Kaarage chicken. We're trying a different pan, we're trying a different oil, trying a different coating. I'll show you the bread as well in a minute, which is pulled from the fire. I hope you're having a lovely evening. Well, I'll tell you what, the smell of ginger is kicking off it. It's nice. Only potato, yes, first attempt we're going to just see what happens with the temperatures holding just about right. I want to see what the difference is if we just use the potato starch. I'm just turning them because I've kept it quite shallow. With the oil. Let's see how we get on. Whilst sipping grapefruit hay. If nothing else, it sounds promising. I have a feeling we might go flour. I think we might go flour as well. The potato starch is, I think, just coming off. But I'm going to give it a few more minutes because I could be wrong. Is that Spa vegetable oil? Who knew that still existed? Yeah, yes, a random service station in the middle of nowhere looked after us. And all of the stores were closed. Because we were using nut oil last time, which we particularly like for our cooking. It may not have been the right tool for the job on this one. So, I'm going to just a little at a time here. So let's just try a little bit of flour. Let's, whilst we're here, get the next few ready. Give them a bit longer. Let's see, undergo chicken experimentation. So, put that in. A little shake. Off. Tell you something, on the continent they've got day spa, which I really like. It's the Italian version. thus far. So that's one. I wonder if the smaller pieces will make any kind of a difference. Two. Dust that one off as well. And oops, a daisy. Now I'm going to have to clean the phone stand because I've just hit it with a piece of raw chicken, which is possibly not the best ever move. Shake. So that's 3 more to test. Right. Whip them out of the way. How are these doing? Not getting golden brown still. But definitely cooked. So we're going to just get these ones off. They will crisp up and keep cooking. Let's try the flour and potato starch combination. Check we're still at the right temperature. How are we doing? So yes, as we found out today, Joe, bread only good for a very, very long stream. Poor Mrs. Al has waited all day just for one slice of bread, which is the patience of a saint. And I'm not just saying that because she's across the room looking very, very lovely. I'm unlike the bread, you know, which you couldn't butter up. Bread-based puns. I can rise to the challenge.
Oh my god.
Whoa! Oh no! Hang on! Whoa! We're too. Whoa! 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 How did the oil get that hot? What happened? Oh no! 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 Oh, is this? This is the problem.
What's the problem?
Well, I knocked it right down to almost the lowest heat, but the heat of the oil has ballooned right past where I wanted it to be. So it might be. What's it getting? Right, hang on. Windows open. Right. And in the countryside air. That'll do it. Right, let's prep a few more of these whilst we're... So how about you, Joe? I know that you've been seeing us on Instagram. What's your day entailed? Had a good one? Although I will say, love, this is a better way of doing it than prepping it all at once.
Okay.
Just do them whilst the other ones are trickling along. And shake. So, go. And shake. If nothing else, it's very windy out here, so maybe that will knock down the temperature of the oil. Okay. Now that has, in my opinion, made absolutely no difference whatsoever in terms of coloration, which is a little disheartening. Whoa! Whoops, daisy. That was painful. One of them fell out of my hand with a splash. Ow. What cut of chicken are you using? Moreover, what is your favourite cut of every meat? Well, that's a big question. For this one, we're using boneless chicken thighs. Following the recipe exactly, and it says you can use breasts, but as Mrs. Al pointed out and said of the recipe, that would dry it out considerably. So I don't think, I'll be honest, I don't think it's the cut of meat that I'm struggling to get to perform here. I think the problem exists at the stove. and I think it's possibly a matter of practice. It may even be that an air fryer would do the trick on this one, even better, because then you can regulate the temperature. Because at this point, obviously, I'm struggling between it going too high, then I've reduced the temperature back down. Shake of our meat. And then you've got bits of the meat and bits of the coating are coming off in the oil, which is going to drop the temperature down as well. So, in terms of cuts of meat, I think if you're going to go for steak, fillet is the good lady Owl's favourite. I would say it's mine as well. I think you have to be in a particular mood for me to be going for a ribeye. I do like a ribeye, but I think it's almost like a meat challenge, a ribeye. You were sort of man versus food almost. Let's shake them off. In terms of poultry, I must admit I am still a massive fan of the chicken breast because of its versatility, but chicken oysters are particularly lovely in terms of their texture, if you can get a hold of them. If you're going for fish, this meat doesn't count. Meat and fish, two different things. Must admit, some of the finest steaks I think we've ever had come from a butcher that we found on our travels, and also, ooh, it's breezy now. Just checking you're warm enough over there, my love. Yeah? Okay. Got a window nice and wide, just to fumigate us and stop the oil cooking smells. Let's see, pork. I think yeah, I don't know if you can hear, but I think I'm going to have to go and put the window on the latch or something because it is blowing an absolute gale tonight. Whoa. Right, hang on, let's close that one. Open the one with the latch.
They both have a latch.
Oh. There we go.
Right. Is it folly to spend £60 on plants?
What do you think, Joe? Is it folly to spend £60 on plants? I don't think so. I love plants. What sort of plants are you getting?
What sort of plants am I getting?
Mm-hmm.
Well, string of pearls we're going to start.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like a string of pearls.
Calathea.
Calathea, lovely.
Oxalis.
Mm-hmm.
And that dotty one.
The dotty one. I like the dotty one. That's what they sometimes call me. I'm the dotty one.
But we need to find out lots of plant pots.
Can we buy them from the florist?
You can get some, but they're quite expensive, so I'm going to try and source some cheap
Elsewhere, okay. Joe's just asking favourite cuts of meat. I think if you go for pork, you want a pork roast, I think. So you're looking for a shoulder. I'm a massive sucker for a pork roast dinner. What about you, love?
If it's steak,
Fillet, without a doubt.
if it's chicken, breast, if it's pork, sausage.
Sauce. Oh, you know what? I've got it.
That's not a pork.
I've got it wrong though. Yes, sausage. It would have to be sausage, wouldn't it? I've spent an ungodly amount of plants. Justified if you can actually care for them. Well,
we're going to find out.
we are going to find out. They're a lovely thing in the home, though. I know there's a mixed opinion on whether or not they are good for you health-wise, or whether or not you'd need 1,000 of them. All I know is you see a plant in the house and it makes you feel good. For me, that's good enough. I don't need to know anything else. Which is just as well, because I know. Yes, Mrs. Owl is utterly right. Pork, sausage, because if nothing else, if you've got a good sausage, with a high meat content. You can take off the skin, you can turn it into a patty, you can roll them into burgers.
It's the forms of base for meatballs.
That's
you
true.
Can make a ragu.
Mm-hmm. So, utterly right. I've given the completely wrong answer there.
But sausage isn't a cut. It's a thing.
Are we allowed that, Joe? I know you said cut of meat. Can we get away with sausage as a cut? I'm fairly sure any real chef would be spitting out their drink at this point, theatrically. There we go. So, how are we doing? No, still not golden brown.
What is going on?
I think this may require some practice. Well, as I say, an air fryer might be the answer, because you could coat them, spray them in the oil, and then get it to a set temperature. They don't look bad, I'll say that much. They look all right. So there we go. So I know you've asked us about TV before, Joe. We've just started Battlestar Galactica again. Have you ever watched? A fan? Ever seen it? I'm absolutely hooked already, and we've watched the very first one. And Mrs. Al going to have to make sure I actually do housework and stuff. I'm supposed to sit and glued to the TV. There we are. Right, let's get these out. They are not colouring anymore. I want them to have their second coating. Sausage does not constitute a cut, but you'll let us both off. Oh, that's good of you. Thank you. Thank you very much. What other cuts of meat are there?
What's your favourite for lamb?
What's my favourite what?
For lamb.
For lamb? Ooh.
I'm not a big lamb eater.
I want to say shoulder, I think. Again, going for the roast with kind of the mint sauce with it.
Ooh, lamb shank is nice.
It is, with the bone, when you clean the bone. Yes,
yeah.
it is. I think that for me anyway, the trick with lamb is do not overcook it, because it's just an appalling thing to do. Unfortunately, I think lamb is one of those where you really can overcook it if you just sort of stop paying attention to it for a minute. It's not really a forgiving cut of meat. And I know some people would do the argument with pork. What about bacon, they would say. I think, however, sausage is... If you ask me to pick between a rasher of bacon or a sausage, I'd pick a sausage. And that belongs on a t-shirt somewhere, if nothing else.
So you take the sausage?
That I would take over other options, I would take a sausage. Clip to your heart's content, people. Right, last bits of chicken going in. Nearly got exactly the right flour ratio. Shoulder, rump, thighs, back, anything fatty and worth a slow cook. Yes, that is absolutely right. Give it a long time to get slow and tender whilst you prepare your vegetables. Have a nice glass of wine. Watch the countryside roll by, because I am in fact from the 1800s. I'm going to sort of appear in an episode of Pride and Prejudice in a minute. Right. Well, actually, I think it would be rubbish to live back then, because you wouldn't be able to do things like this, because, you know, class system or whatnot. I like cooking.
This is insane.
What's insane?
I just went on the B&Q website
Yeah.
to look at plants. Pots. I am in a queue.
You're in a queue to look at pots?
And my estimated wait time is 16 minutes. How many people are on the B&Q website?
Is that just to see the items?
You have to get onto the website to see anything. I'm in a virtual queue.
Good grief. I know social distancing is important and we've got to queue before we get into the store, but online seems a little bit much. It might be too far. I think what I will also do is I'm going to go back and re-look at various recipes for Kaarage
Yeah.
and just see if anyone has encountered similar problems with getting the colour into their chicken. Because cooked these certainly are. We have enough oil. But what they are not is browning. Yes, however, I couldn't agree with you more, Joe. Anything that can be cooked very slowly is a winner in my eyes. It's sort of similar, though, I suppose, with fish. Actually, I really like the fish stews, where you spend a long time building up the base of the sauce, and then your nice cuts of fish go in at the end, not to overdo it or ruin them. In fact, what I might do with these last batch, might just take this oil out, which is, I tell you what, I've been a little remiss here. Let's pan you over. What you can probably see is that the colour of the oil there is getting quite dirty now because of the coating that's coming off. We've had a few pieces of chicken go through, so I shall use some more of the spar oil, and just for the last batch and the refries I will turn the temperature up, give it a fresh bit of oil, see what that does to the equation, take it from there. And what's for dinner for you tonight, Joe? Don't tell me you're cooking a roast right now. Multitasking chap that you are. Anything, these are actually a little bit more anemic than last night.
Really?
Again, it could be an oil thing because we've changed the oil. We've also got a different pan. Maybe I changed too many variables this time. Right, let's just safely dispose of this. Also, here's a tip: don't pour this down the sink. Two options: wait for it to solidify and throw it out in the waste, or go and find the nearest appropriate drain, which you are allowed to use. I'm just going to give this a very quick swill. There we are. Let's just give that a quick clean. Fish is a finicky protein. Yes, lots of folks overdo it and it's putrid. Oh, a smorgasbord of bratwurst. Ooh, say, I like it. Yeah, fish is one of those where you need a bit of confidence to attack, but the results are well worth it if you do. I still have very fond memories of taking, well, this is how I didn't know it, but I was planning to ask her to not abandon me for any other man. We went down to Cornwall. And we had very, very nice hake, and yours truly, I think, did butcher it, didn't I? The hake that I did when we went down to Cornwall wasn't particularly good, because I overcooked it, I seem to remember. Having cooked it 100 times before, the one time that it mattered.
I do love hake, though.
Yeah, it's... we were just commenting on why fish being finicky, and it's sort of a difficult one to cook unless you've got confidence in it.
Yeah.
But recently we had, again, luckily able to go in our travels before all travelling stopped, and we had tuna tartare at a restaurant called Ammo in Venice.
Oh,
And my
amazing.
God, that was... I don't think I've ever had tuna tartare before. I've always been a bit cautious over tartare. This was divine, I think, without being hyperbolic. It was just mind-blowingly good. So if you ever happen to go in your travels to Venezia and you can book yourself a table, Joe, for Ammo, get their set menu, get the tuna tartare. It is one of those things to tick off on a bucket list. Rock is lovely. I don't know if I've ever heard of rock as a fish. Actually, an eel indigenous to Norfolk. Oh. Oh, we've had eel as well, haven't we? Same restaurant. Haven't we?
Yes.
We gave us eel. Yeah, again, never had it before. And thankfully,
I have had it before.
You've had it before.
I've had eel sushi.
You've had eel sushi. Oh, right. Though we are both massive fans of sushi, but I've not had eel. So here we are again. I'll try and get my hand out of the way, even though it's a bit hot. What we're aiming for this time is a temperature up to over 170, which we did manage last time, but did it too soon. So we want to get, in effect, we've got a crisping on these already. Where's the camera on my phone? Will it focus? Probably see it's a little bit crisp on the outside. It's still for me an anemic colour, which I'm not really happy about. But we're going to fry these off. We're going to let them drain, and then this is a shorter part 2 tonight, because we've done an awful lot, and we're going to put our feet up. I think I'm going to have some more of this grapefruit juice. And I think sit back and relax and plan what's coming for the week. Maybe we'll even play a game or two. What do you think, love? Or is it a bit late? Is it a bit late now? I don't even know what the time is. I've lost track of everything.
It is 10 to 9.
No.
Yes.
Oh, flip.
Yeah, it's going to be another late night.
Well, I'm nearly there. This is the second fry. Let's get in there. Get this done. There we go. Gently, gently.
Woo.
Knock the temperature down since we are there. In fact, I'll leave them out. Let's get rid of our last bit of potato starch. Don't need that either. You won't even be able to see the fairy liquid this time, Joe, I'm afraid. The kitchen is carnage. I have made an absolute mess of things in the pursuit of a single loaf of bread. There we are. Let's get rid of them. Turn in the oil. Interestingly, because this is have we had thunder and lightning where we are? I think we might be about to get it, to be honest, if the wind's anything to go by. It's certainly picked up where we are. I don't actually know what we're forecast. All I know is it's...
I'm not Michael
Oh, well, I love you. I'm not Michael Fish.
Remember him?
I do remember Michael Fish. He had spectacular glasses.
I think that's the only weatherman man's name that I know.
What, Michael Fish?
You know the names of any?
No, Joe was asking about thunder and lightning struck literally as he sent the message. It's a sign, Joe, it's a sign. It's a sign that there is indeed thunder and lightning. One thing I'll be asking or going and looking up on the internet is the fact that the coating on these seems to be coming off pretty much straight away. So as soon as I'm putting it in the oil, it's just washing off. Which I think is a bad sign. Yes, it is. Goodness gracious. It's windy, windy, windy. Right. Right. So here we go. Now we're on to our second fry. So we're just working through all of those pieces that we've already done and trying to give them just a little bit of colouring. Well said, my love. I know I'm taking a long time to give you food. I'm sorry. Looking at more plants.
Yeah, this one might be a plant.
Let's turn the temperature up a bit, see if that makes any kind of a difference. These are our last on their first fry, so let's get them over there. Come on, let's get your temperature up here. I'll get a good colour. I'll bring you in again. I know, Joe, you're a cook. What I'm concerned about is even in this fresh oil, you can see the coating has already come off almost instantly, everything that we've dropped in. So that could be a very simple reason why we're not getting any of that light golden brown colour and then the sort of deeper colour on the second fry, is there's just nothing there to actually get coloured. Because it's all just sort of fallen off. So I shall have a look, shall see whether or not there's a trick or a tip that I might have missed. We shall do better next time. Not to say that this won't be pleasant, just I like to get it right. You're going to spend money on meat that's given up its, in this case, clucky little life to give you a dinner. It'd be nice to serve it well. There we go, now we're getting a bit of temperature on. So are we getting any colour? No, none at all. Which is honestly a little bit strange. How's the plant search coming, Molly?
Oh, I've moved on to boxes now.
You moved on to boxes, jolly good.
I found plant pots though.
Found plant pots. Are you still in the queue at B&Q?
No, I gave up on that.
You gave up? Okay, jolly. I can only imagine it's people thinking it's Easter, I can't go to B&Q to do my gardening, B&Q can come to me, because that's a vital thing that needs to happen. As much as I would like to, I'm afraid I can't countenance that as essential. I know, it's important. So, just as an experiment, we'll pump the heat up. I can tell you it's very, very hot indeed. So, Joe or anyone else who's just sitting and watching and enjoying, just be a bit careful when you're doing this. And for God's sake, keep water away from it. And if you're in any doubt, just don't cook it. Just not worth it. You wouldn't want it if you wanted got a pan fire. You didn't know what to do. Just, you know what? Just have, chicken breast. Just cook it on a grill.
Oh, you set up now?
Me? No, not at all. I was remarking that, just in case anyone's watching this thinking, I'll give it a go, but maybe they're not 1000% confident. Pan fires are a dangerous bloody beast.
Right. Well, I was just going to say, because, my sister tried what was essentially shakshuka.
Yeah.
So she tried making it and she was really disappointed with the result, but I was like, at least you've tried it.
Yeah.
Now you know that it's not your thing.
Yeah.
That's good. Now you know.
It is. It's definitely good to try. I think
Well, like...
It's definitely... I don't regret trying it at all. It's more of a sort of a... I suppose it's if people didn't feel confident in the technical bit of deep frying something, because it can go slightly pear-shaped. Nice Mario shirt, Mrs.
Oh,
Al.
thank you.
I've been saying that all day. I think it's a cracker.
You know what? Why the stuff might be coming off?
Why is that? What do you think?
Because the chicken will have dried out.
Do you think that's it?
Yep. Less moisture in the chicken. There's nothing to spin on, see.
I could have made a Star Trek joke there, but I didn't. It's so I may live long and prosper. Whoa, like that. Exactly like that, folks.
God.
Be careful with what you're doing.
Jesus.
Let's take that off.
Oh my.
Well, we just courted disaster there a little bit.
Okay,
We're all right
I'm
then.
going to go away.
You're going to back off a couple of steps. We're all good. That went surprisingly well for what could have been problematic. Right, hang on. Let's just hold on to the hot thing. Somewhat ironic that I'm here talking about the inherent risks of doing this and then promptly smack oil in every different direction. Whoops. Yes, Joe. And I was saying, yes. Oh dear. Right, let's take that off. Let's just carefully, because we've only got a few pieces to go. I'm reluctant to stop now, but let's just gently make sure we're not going to be causing a fire hazard. Yeah, we've got none near any open flames. Happy with that. Let's just turn this on away from everything else. And happy music from stage right. Let's just leave up, Sir Daisy, twice. Yes, let's not do that. That's a bad thing to do. Let's just check.
I'm starting to think that we need to invest now in like a little mini fire blanket and
Well, honestly, I was thinking, let's just turn this on away from anything else. Yeah, we're fine. There's none on the bottom of the pan. We'll put them back on. But there we go. There's a prime example. I'm fairly confident around the kitchen, but when it comes to this, and that's not Mrs. Al, I hasten to add, that was not Eula, that was all my fault. Stop paying attention for half a second, and boom.
I don't think you needed to hasten to add that.
Well, no, it might have sounded like I was saying, because you were over here chatting to me, that I was amorously distracted by my lovely wife. Which, you know, I always am. But, no, that's a prime example there. Watch what you're doing when it comes to oil. So, let's, however, resume. As you can see, here we go. Honestly, there's actually more colour on the camera than there is in person. That actually looks like it's cut. It really isn't. Let's just, however, peel one in half. Make sure that it is cooked. Yeah, happy with that. Yeah, this to me is the most frustrating thing, because the actual flavour of this recipe is, and the marinade is brilliant. I mean, the kick of the ginger matched against the sesame and the soy sauce is delicious. It's really lovely. I think just with, if we could just get nailed this colouring and this coating, this would be an absolute winner. Well, I'm sure it is an absolute winner, and I'm sure it's just me that's stopping it being a winner. Yes, Joe, I think I may have to stick that in a highlight and a clip. Be careful with cooking with oil. Bang! There it goes. Right, let's put that there. There. Last batch, let's get this done, I think. What do you say, my love?
I do.
You say yes. Let's do it. What do you say, Joe? You in? Should we get this done? Let's get this done, I think. Yes! There, Joe's in as well. There we go. Right, we're all in. We'll get this done. And then I think for a while I'm going to stay away from deep cooking in oil. I think so. A little research is needed, and I'll have another crack at it in the future. Because I really do like the flavour. I really do. And we've got plenty of cookbooks. Actually, I think this would go quite well with the giardiniera, actually.
Oh, yes, really.
There we go. Last one's coming up. Get them off. However, Mrs. Ann is not wrong. I think actually, if we're going, the number of streams we do, a fire blanket at the very least might not be a bad idea. We haven't got one. So there we go. Knock that off. Let's get this away from an open flame. Come on now, wild thing, dude. There we are. Right. Oil, lid, no escaping that. Let's get that out of the way. Here we are. In the nicest possible way, a little bit of deja vu from last time. Here we go. Let's actually, have I even now with all...
Try it again.
Yes, let's try it again. Let's get a... Do I even have a plate? I've created this much flossing up. It is just... Oh, I can't even describe it, Joe. It's really bad, actually. For what... It's normally not this bad, but I'm going to take
It's always this bad.
It's not. I normally catch up with the cleaning. But honestly, this time it is just chaotic here, unfortunately. Right, just going to take a few of them, let the rest of them cool.
I'm going to let you.
You going to let me try?
Yeah, do
right,
the
okay.
honours.
Do the honours.
Yeah.
Pulls apart very nicely.
Is it cooked?
Cooked all the way through. You absolutely get the you get the ginger. Lost the sesame on that one, but I've had it on other ones. And some of them crisp up nicely, but I think that's the key bit we're missing here. It's just getting that nice crust on the outside.
What did you do to this bag of flour?
You know, I said I have problems with the bread.
Yeah. Look,
Whilst-
it's on the bottom.
Whilst you were having a nap, I had real problems with the bread.
I wasn't having a nap.
I thought you were having a nap at that point.
No.
No? Was I just down
staying
here?
away.
Staying out of the way?
Good Lord. What a day.
What a day. Oh, I haven't shown Joe the bread, actually. Do
Okay,
that last
yes. Do that.
From
Oh.
this, maybe the greatest success. There we are. From what appeared to be an absolute irrecoverable disaster, we did end up with a loaf of bread. It is, as you see, complete with, we have got our air pockets. It does bounce back nicely. The bottom bit here, if you're talking bake-off levels, you can probably even actually see it on the camera. It's fantastic. Oh, it's kind of you. Thank you, Joe. I'll be honest and critical. Down here at the bottom, it's a tiny bit under. Now that it's cooled down, I'm confident that it's not raw. Actually, this side's even better, actually. But it's just a tiny bit underdone down there. But what probably saved it, and what I think is the whole genius of the recipe and why people love it, is we did it in a really big La Cruzette. And because it had been in the oven for about an hour...
The crust is fantastic.
Yeah, the crust... it stopped this having a solid. It went from. Well, you saw the Instagram post. I mean, it was an absolute gloopy mess, but it went from gloopy mess to proper. Owl has a soggy bottom. In more ways than I care to. But no, sorry, this was just. But no, we've actually got the tap on even on the top, and that probably rescued whatever it was that I did wrong halfway through. I think.
I don't think you did anything wrong. I think this is how it's meant to have happened.
Maybe we'll try it again.
Sure. Or you could just do normal bread.
Or I can do a normal bread.
Because how long does normal bread take?
Not that long.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. You may as well do normal bread.
It's the lack
then.
of kneading, but I think I think you could actually put the sunflower seeds in this. You could put the cranberry. You can put cranberries in this.
You can put whatever you want in it.
I think that's probably the versatility of it.
Do you remember that fig bread that we had in Rome?
Oh,
it was amazing. And then we were waiting for the coach to go back to the airport, and we thought, quick, run!
Yeah,
buy a loaf of bread.
Ran loaf of bread, Parma ham, sat in the airport just tearing chunks of.
All the way back to the UK with us, didn't we?
That's super. Right.
Okay.
I think we're going to call it there, Joe. I have a mountain of washing up to do.
Yes.
This poor lovely lady needs some dinner. And I think I'm going to give you your dinner whilst I do the washing up, because it is that bonkers.
No, we'll just tag team.
Tag team?
Yeah, we'll tag team.
There you go. You'll have to upload full recipe. Delightedly, Joe. I'm thinking about the best way to do that, and when we, the things that we do, I think once I've got the computer going and the internet to it, I think I'll put a section up there with what recipes we've done, how we've done them, how we've tweaked them. Because it would be nice if people could give it a go, send me the pictures back of how they've done. Oh, Mrs. Al's having a dance.
Sorry. Okay.
No, hang on, I'm having a dance now.
No.
Yes, I couldn't agree more, Joe. Leave that with me. I've got that one on my radar. On yes, there is going to be a Discord. Oh, hang on. Can Discord do like Word document sections? I thought it was just like a TeamSpeak. I need to look that up too. I don't know what it is.
Okay. Oh, I think I just saw lightning.
Oh, did you? Oh.
But I'm waiting for the thunder.
Hang on, Joe. Have we got lightning?
Yeah, thunder.
Boom.
No. Maybe I imagined it.
Maybe.
Anyway.
You're that hungry. Anyway, yes. Joe, thank you for following us on Instagram today and coming to chat. We always love to see you and hear how you're doing. No, you can put files in chat for all... Oh, I see. Okay, that's an option. Could also maybe set up a Google Drive or something. There's a possibility. I'll put my thinking hat on, Joe. I shall think of a way. But apart from that, from us, have a lovely, lovely rest of the evening. I'll sit back and have a think what I'm going to do for the week coming. We're going to play and put it on Instagram some of our games that we can play offline with each other. I really love playing these. I get so excited. All right, Joe. All the best from us. Have a lovely evening. And we'll see you soon. And anyone else who was there just having a watch quietly, lovely to have you here. We'll see you again soon. Bye from me.
Bye.
Bye. Let's see if I can actually hit the end button this time. I couldn't last time. Bonk. Boop. Nope, I missed it. Twice. 3 times.